Hello everyone, this is Manoj Suryavanshi, currently working as an assistant professor in All India Shri Shivaji Memorial Society's College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, 5556 Shivaji Nagar, Pune. Subject Accommodation Operations 1, Subject Code C303, Chapter 2, Laundry Operations. This is my fifth session on laundry operations. The objective of this content is to understand the stain removal process. We will discuss how to remove the stains and how to identify the stains from the cloth, and which procedure will be followed as far as stain removal is concerned. A stain is a spot or mark of discoloration left on the fabrics by the contact and absorption of some foreign substances. There could be any kind of material which may fail on your shirt or trouser on your uniform, and which will be absorbed by the fibers and by the material which by the material, and it may be long lasting for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, or more than that. So it will become a spot or a mark which would be very difficult to remove after some time. That is called stain. Stain removal or spotting is a skill that demands special attention, techniques, and long experience. As far as stain removal is concerned, it requires a lot of experience, and you should know the skill how to remove the stains, and you should know the types of chemicals and the alkaline or solvents or chemicals which helps to remove the stains. If you use wrong chemicals, it may also damage your cloth, and it will be a huge loss for you. So always remember that how to select various chemicals as per the type of stain. So first of all, we should know types of stain first, and then which chemicals needs to be used. You can see the picture. The example has been given that how to remove the various stains. Remove stains if you get these stains. So remove with this various chemicals or the alternatives which has been given here. So as far as red wine is here, then white wine you can use, then makeup you can use shaving cream, then if you want to use remove the blood stain, you can use hydrogen peroxide. If you want to remove coffee stain, you can use baking soda. If you want to use remove the stain of ink, you can use milk. As far as lipstick stain is concerned, you can use baby wipes. Then oil, you can use chalk. Then sweat stains, you can use lemon. Grease stains, you can use soda. And if you want to remove the stains of poop, then you can use dish soap. So these are some examples of stains and the chemicals. The two main factors to be borne in mind while removing a stain are the composition and color of the fabric, and the nature and the age of the stain. So as far as stain is concerned, you need to remember that the stain is there on which kind of cloth. Maybe it will be a synthetic material, maybe it will be a polycot, cotton, terrycot, or it's a blend, or it's a silk, or it's a jute, or any other material. So what kind of effect would be there on a particular texture or the fabric, so that you need to know in advance. Then only you can treat the stain removal properly, and you can easily remove the stains. So always try to study the nature of the stain, or how much old it is. Maybe it will be a 2 days old, 3 days old stain, or 4 days old stain, or 15 days old stain, that you have to identify. So it needs skill or expertise. Then general procedure for stain removal. See, there are basic points and principles, you can say, which need to be considered and remembered all the time as far as stain removal is concerned. If you forget any one of the steps, it may affect on your stain removal cycle, and you won't get the proper result. You might damage the cloth as well at the final stage. So always remember all these steps. So first step is identify the stains. You have to identify the stains, then classify the stain as per the category of stains, then select the reagents to be used, what kind of chemicals, alkaline or solvents you can be used, then select the procedure to be used, the kind of procedure which is required as per the type of stains or as per the classification of stains you have to select. Don't go for any wrong selection of procedures. and then proceed step by step for stain removal. So this is how you have to go for the general procedure for stain removal. So we'll go and see that first is identify the stain. We have to identify the stain, whether the stain is of turmeric, coffee, or any other stains. That is called identification of stains. Then classification of stains, you have to classify the stains as per the type of stains. It may be a animal stains, it may be a vegetable stains, it may be a protein stains, it may be a grease stains or oil stains. Likewise, you can see in the slide they have given some examples. What do you mean by animal stains? Which consist blood, eggs, milk, meat, perspiration. Then vegetable stains, tea, coffee, juices, fruits, grass, tomato, gravy, and wines. Then select the reagents to be used, the kind of reagents which are available in the market. So as per the type of stains, all the reagents to be kept in your laundry department. So as and when you require to remove the stains, you can use any type of reagents which are actually required. And each and every bottle has a separate labeling as per the type of stains. So don't get confused as far as chemicals are concerned, because chemical has a very high impact on the shirt, impact or effect on the shirts or trouser or on the linen. So be careful while going and selection of chemicals and solvents. Then select the procedure to be used. There are any number of procedures and instructions and guidelines which are given for the stain removal process. So which steps to be followed for animal stains and which steps to be followed for chemical stains or mineral stains. So you should know each and every steps thoroughly, properly, and then only you can implement it. If two or three steps are wrongly used, it may affect on your shirt or trouser and you can lose it completely. Then proceed step by step for stain removal. So there are some guidelines, there are some standard operating procedures which are already designed and drafted for the staff. So as and when they require any kind of any difficulty, they refer that and they go for step by step procedure to remove the stain, so they won't face any problem. Now we'll see what do you mean by identification of stains. See, it is extremely important to identify the stains. If you are able to identify the stains, you can easily remove the stains with the proper selection of chemicals. So the first point, which is called color. So you have to identify the color, whether it will be a red color, black color, blue color, or which color. So which stains uh, the visibility of the color stains through color. Then texture, whether it will be a rough texture, a soft texture, or any other kind of texture. So you have to identify the textures with the help of feel of your fingers. You have to put your fingers on the linen and you can take the texture, and then you can easily identify whether it will be a coffee stains or it will be a blood stains or it will be a any other stains. And then odor, yes, through smells also or odor also you can easily identify the stains, whether it will be coffee stains, blood stains, or any other kinds of stains. So which helps you to select the proper chemicals and the steps, and you can remove the stains within a short period of time. So it is a kind of identification, and it helps to save your time. Now we'll see one by one classification of stains. So this will give an idea how to classify the stains, and based on that you can go for a right selection of chemicals and the procedures. First is animal stains. You can see all the animal stains which comprises blood stains, egg stains, then milk, then meat, then perspiration, then urine. uh, Again in urine they have said except perspiration and urine is protein, and never use warm water, it coagulates and sets the stains. So this precaution should be taken by the person as far as urine is concerned and perspiration is concerned. So these are called animal stains. Now we are moving towards vegetable stains. Vegetable stains includes tea, coffee, juices, fruits, grass, tomato, gravy, wine. Stains are cellulose and plant pigments. So all the plant pigments and the stains which are containing cellulose are called vegetable stains. So it is always easy to remove all the stains when it is fresh. If the fresh becomes stubborn and old, so it requires a lot of time and chemical to remove the stains. So the person who is involved for stain removal process always remember that he or she should be able to identify the stains and then classify the stains. So it can reduce their workload, and it will be very much convenient for them to select the right chemicals for the right stain. Then grease, yes, grease based stains, then butter, then curry, then oil, then paint, then varnish, then tar, then paraffin, then car grease, then ghee. Then a grease solvent or absorbent is required to remove these stains. So as far as grease stains are concerned, you have to use solvents or absorbents which are mainly used for grease stains, and these are the examples of grease stains which helps to remove easily with the help of grease solvents. So unless and until you will not come to know what do you mean by grease stains, you can't use grease solvents. So first of all, you have to identify properly whether it will be a grease stains or a vegetable stains. Then mineral stains, again one of the more type of stains which contains writing ink, medicines, dye stuffs, and rust. So these are also one of the kinds of stains which may also affect on various linens, and that should be properly removed with the help of proper chemicals and the process. Then metalloid stains, an example of this class of stain is iodine tincture. So it is also one of the kind of stain which mainly found in so many organizations and in so many sections and departments wherever they are coming in contact with such kind of metalloid stains. So employee should be able to identify the metalloid stains, and as per that stains he or she should able to identify the chemical and the process. Then acidic stains, which comprise acid into it, perspiration you can say, then urine, fresh urines preferably, then vinegar, then medicines containing nitric acid, picric acid, and so on. So there are various acidic stains are also available that should be treated separately and properly as per the type of chemical, because these are acidic stains which may damage your cloth very easily. So it's a very skillful job, and lots of expertise is required how to identify the acidic stains. Then basic oblique alkaline stains, perspiration and urine, again specifically they mentioned old urine, so these are coming in the category of alkaline stains. Then natural dyes and pigments, so these are the things which are getting naturally stained, like henna, bitter leaf, tobacco, chocolate, coffee, and tea. So these stains are also identified by the employee. So a particular training and workshops uh, normally organized by the hotel to get into stain removal process and to get all the ideas and the guidelines how to remove all kinds of stains. Then synthetic dyes and pigments, so this class also includes some stains like hair dyes, markers, typewriter ribbons, and watercolors. So there are so many people who are coming in contact with hair dyes, markers, and typewriters ribbons all the times, and just because of these stains they just throw away the uniforms. So if you came to know how to remove the stains, you can easily use the proper chemicals, and you can remove the stains, and you can reuse the cloth again and again. So that is the overall advantage of your stain removal process. Instead of throwing or dumping all the clothes, you can reuse it or recycle it. Then sugar solution with coloring matter, jams, jellies, soft drinks, and syrups and puddings. So these are also one of the category or classification of stains which are mainly found when the person is working in the cake shop or cake factory, whatever, or a jam factory. The miscellaneous stains, mud or mildew, which are also found on so many cloths, and so many people are coming in contact with such stains, so they should know how to remove such kind of stains. So these are all the processes about how to remove stains, stubborn stains, fresh stains, old stains, and how to follow all the procedures, right? Now we are moving on the quiz on the stain removal process. There will be a link in my YouTube channel in the comments box in the same session. You can appear for the quiz and you can see the score online, and you'll come to know how much you have learned from the session. These are the references which I use for the PT, and these are the websites especially to get the pictures of the stain removal. And finally, thanks for watching my video. Please like, comments and subscribe. Thank you so much.